'Tis the season for Christmas decor, holiday shopping, oh yes, and Christmas trees. Each year, almost 30 million natural Christmas trees are purchased in the United States from retail lots and U-cut tree farms. How does this industry fit into our South Sound economy? On today's show, real or not real? Denise Roosendaal from Puget Sound Christmas Tree Association joins us to discuss the benefits of selecting a real tree. But first, tree wholesalers. Program co-host Emily Ryder traveled to Rochester in southern Thurston County to learn about the commercial Christmas tree world. We'll meet a wholesaler who spreads holiday cheer to dozens of other states. And that's where we'll begin.
I'm Emily Ryder, and we're here on location at KLM Tree Farms in Rochester, Washington. And we're talking with the owner of KLM Tree Farms, Mark Steelhammer. Mark, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Emily.
Tell me a little bit about your operation here, as we're out here in the elements, and I mean, obviously a time of the year that typically you're battling the weather. But tell me a little bit about your operation here in Rochester.
Well, it has been a battle this year with all the rain we've got. You can see we're standing in a forest here of these are grand fir Christmas trees. We raise 300 acres of trees, Noble, Grand, Douglas, and Fraser, and 15 different locations, so that makes it quite a challenge at harvest time to get around to all the locations. We cut them from the locations, haul them out on the trucks that you saw, and take them to the South Sound Speedway racetrack where they race cars. We bring them in there, and the semis come in there and distribute them out of there.
And are you distributing to across the country, or are you serving primarily the Puget Sound area?
Primarily across the country, not so much Puget Sound, California, Texas, Louisiana, Florida, Massachusetts, some of those.
My goodness. Are you, and you're one of many farms in the area. What volume of trees do you see coming out of your 15 locations?
Out of our locations, we ship about 40,000 trees. Oregon is a big state. They ship, I think, 10 million, and we ship probably 2 million, Washington.
My goodness. And how did you begin in tree farming, and a little bit of the history of your business here?
That's kind of funny. I have an aunt and uncle that were in it for one rotation, and they didn't like it, and I looked at it and thought, well, that'd be a great opportunity. I was contracting at the time, and I had a little piece of ground, a couple acres with big trees around it, forestry, and started that way and did everything wrong, and to this day I'm still learning, but we're a little further ahead than we were then.
And how long ago was that?
That was in 1979, 27 years ago.
Absolutely. Well, is versus commercial tree farm versus a U-cut tree farm. Can you tell me the difference in the operations there? And do you serve both of those markets, or are you primarily commercial?
We are commercial, wholesale. The choose and cut, is a great opportunity for people to get out and get mud on their feet and get the old saw out and cut their own tree. It's really fresh, and it's a big thing. It's up and coming market, the choose and cut, where it's a family outing. But ours, like I say, are wholesale and go to markets that go to retailers on lots.
And would you say, I mean, being you're part of a Christmas Tree Growers Association as well. How important is this industry to Washington?
It's a big industry for Washington. You start with your labor, you go right on down the line, your fertilizer dealers, your trucking, right on down the line. I can't put dollars on it, but it's quite an industry for Washington.
And I know many people have gone to the fake Christmas tree versus the real one. As far as ecological impacts, I mean, what are the advantages to using a fresh grown tree versus the fake version?
I like to call it the real tree. I think there's a lot of advantages. As you can see, we're looking here, like I say, a forest of trees. When we get done, we recommend to recycle them. We've got 800 number on our tags that you call that recycle number, and they'll tell you where your nearest recycle dealer is. The plastic ones come from China. They go in the landfill. I don't think they ever decompose, probably.
Yeah, probably not. How long does it take a tree to get to, say, 6 foot and above here before they end up in people's homes?
7 to 8 years, as much as 10 years on some of the slower growing, the bigger trees. But these are probably 6-7 year old trees.
And are all of your trees groomed? I know it takes actually quite a bit of work to make them this shape. They don't actually grow naturally this way, do they?
That's correct. These are, you can look down the row and you'll see the same angle on them. fellas use knives, big long knives, and just all summer work out here grooming them.
So it is a year-round business, but what happens to your staffing around this time of year? When do you begin shipping, and when do you call it quits for your season?
Today was our first day shipping, and usually around the 12th or 13th, a month from now, is our last day. And we go from 12 full-time employees that we run full-time. We're up to probably 32 now.
So really, beginning to mid-November, you really ramp up, and then all the way, probably about a month solid?
Yeah, 35, 40 days of a lot of hours, yeah.
My goodness. So this business, it must be terribly rewarding to you. What's your favorite part about what you do?
My favorite part of them is walking out and seeing the job that fellas do on them, and just having a lot of pride in trying to produce the very, very best tree. And the nicest thing about it all is it's a industry where every one of these trees are going to go into a single person's home like yourselves. Mm-hmm. It's not like milk on the shelf where you never know where it goes. But I mean, each one of these is going to bring a joy to a family. So.
Well, you certainly do bring a lot of joy to families around the country during this holiday season. So thank you, Mark, for sharing a little bit about KLM Tree Farms and braving the weather here with us today.
It's been a joy. Thank you for coming out and talking to us at this time.
Absolutely. And stay tuned. Up next, Denise Roosendaal will be joining Jeff Rounce in the studio.